Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things I wish I knew before I started working out.
Welcome to the Fitness Industry Comedy Playlist, where I make merry about silly fitness information that I disagree with.
What's up, it's Chris Heria. Welcome to another vlog. Today I'm going
To be completely transparent with you, I wanted to make a fitness comedy video, so I purposefully went to Chris Heria's page looking for nonsense. That is the truth, and there it was.
Alright, moving on to the last piece of advice that I have for you guys.
Is it to find a physical activity that helps with adherence for training, such as skateboarding with a babe giddy-eyed drooling over you as you fly through the air? What's a synonym for pretentious? Or is it watching this staged routine while this guy purposely throws punches at the air while Chris Heria moves around like he's Neo in the Matrix, deflecting punches like he's Steven Seagal, because that's real defense, bobbing and weaving like he's Floyd Mayweather's protege? There are combat athletes in this community who will be screaming at their screens right now or rolling around in laughter, one of the two. Who are you punching over there, mate? Is it the Ghost of Christmas Past or something? Did Scrooge pay you enough to do this? Except this isn't boxing, this isn't sparring, this isn't even light sparring, or any authentic representation of the beautiful art of boxing at all. This is choreographed bad movie punching from an ego out of control. Who remembers the game Punch-Out? Anyone? Oh, and by the way, my favorite bit, Chris doesn't need the headgear. The trained boxer needs to wear the headgear in this session, but not for the barbell professor, because Chris is casually dodging shots, and headgear for him would ruin his mean mugging image. Combat athletes here, please explain down below to anyone who may not be familiar with combat sports how ridiculous this bit is. Not a scratch after that session. Clean as a whistle, mate. Kenny versus Chris, anyone? I have a huge respect for combat athletes, the skills that they develop and portray, the training, the discipline, their physical and mental toughness, the incredible training they go through. And then there's Chris Heria wearing gloves as a gimmick to sell his products.
Make sure you download my app, Heria Pro, in the App Store or Google Play Store. Speaking of Heria Apparel, I'm dropping my brand new collection at the end of November. Stay tuned to the end of November and check back at chrisheria.com for the drop. I'll be posting all the information on my Instagram, Chris Heria. And make sure you're following me on Instagram, because just try to stop and regulate your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Chris is teaching his technique to millions of beginners.
For example, if I'm doing a heavy lift on a squat, as I said before, I'm going to breathe in through my nose,
whilst not knowing the difference between his nose and his mouth.
Breathe in through my nose.
Almost as if the cameraman was watching that saying, Chris, mate, the mouth, mate. Use that bit, mate, or someone might make a comedy video on this.
So first, I want to show you how to properly breathe while you're training. You want to breathe in through your nose and filling up your diaphragm.
And so if you want real information about squatting and breathing and bracing, you can look at articles like this from Squat University, for example. You can find many people on YouTube who do give good tutorials.
Reset, brace.
Or you can watch Chris's trouser leg stealing the show. For some reason, it's all I could focus on. And here's the barbell professor teaching you how to breathe for your bench press.
Now, if I'm doing something with more repetitions like bench press, we'll breathe in.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to play the introduction to this part of the video, #lifestyle.
Now, there's lots of people that have been training for years that still don't know the importance of breathing properly.
This is how his exercise science is. This is how most things that are not calisthenics are on his channel. He's just waffling in his low-key cash way to an audience that don't know better.
So with that said, I'll see you next Thursday, 2 p.m. USA Eastern Time. Mad love. Peace out.
When you upload stuff like this, and you're not one of the 19,000 likes who click on that button because it's 8 p.m. and it's time for Twilight, but to the rest of us, it's fair game. And I really wish those dislikes were 300 so I could make a joke about the Spartan resistance. At the time I'm editing my video, this is the latest video on his page. A blend of nonsensical cringe, or what he titled 5 things I wish I knew before I started working out, or what I call Chris Heria strokes his ego for 10 minutes. Including telling his audience that he wish he had his deep knowledge of physiology and anatomy that he clearly now has. It's just complete poppycock. I'm bringing back poppycock.
And this is really important when it comes to seeing the bigger picture and training your body to the best of its capabilities. When I think of my body and its abilities...
And if you don't understand why I'm slightly amused by his physiology self-certification, watch this video or watch this video.
Human anatomy and physiology, as this is going to help in developing a deeper understanding.
Where, for example, his information in relation to muscle fibers is terrible. His presentation in regards to drop sets is ridiculous. His information regarding strength curves is mind-numbingly infuriating. Had mentioned that when you're using weights, the most effective and most difficult part of the movement is gonna be at the beginning of the exercise. And so his generic statement that the most difficult part of the exercise is at the beginning is wrong. We have different types of strength curves. We have parabolic, ascending, descending. Essentially, where an exercise feels easier or harder depends on the exercise. Struggling for Christmas presents? Heria clothes, bag, bottle, weight vest. Basically, Chris's name on you is the idea. He is the brand, the influencer, the god of fitness, as his followers like to call him. The Heria portable massager is what I'm getting for Christmas. So every time I watch his videos, I can use it on my eyeballs. Because who wouldn't want to massage themselves whilst looking down and seeing Heria's name staring back at you? To the nutrition part of his video. And so in his video, he talks about how much protein you should take.
I always knew that you needed to eat to grow, and the importance of protein, and I would increase my calories and my protein intake.
Where he gives 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And let's be real, most of Chris's audience will be young beginners who are just getting into training and body weight's a way in for them. And Chris is telling them to intake way too much protein, which is impractical and not realistic. Please go to this video I made where I communicate an evidence-based recommendation arranged based off meta-analysis from researchers such as Schoenfeld, Aragon, Eric Helms, a host of other researchers. And so Aragon and Schoenfeld have this paper where they comb through research into protein intake, and they project the findings that 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of total body weight is the range of protein needed for muscle growth. We have a lower end range and an upper end range. And then we have Eric Helms, who has much research into protein, and he was part of this systematic review in 2017. A high quality level of evidence. Protein supplementation is sufficient at 1.6 grams per kilograms per day in healthy adults during resistance training. Now that's being communicated in terms of how much you weigh in terms of kilograms. Chris is doing it in terms of how much you weigh in pounds. And so 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that Chris is giving to his audience is way too high. That would be the upper extreme end of that scale. And so here's an example of a 70 kilogram person using the 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram from the evidence-based community, Schoenfeld, Aragon, Helms, meta-analysis. And here's how much protein you would take using Chris's lazy recommendation.
Or for an 80 kilograms person.
I have better information than him on protein. Please go to my video or please look into meta-analysis, but please just don't take these lazy recommendations which are way too high for most people in reality. The Chris Heria channel, 2.6 million subs. What's it about? Vlogs and stuff. This video must be the stuff. Edgy is what that too cool for school about section is. I wrote a flipping essay in mine which no one reads. This part of the video is called the knife bit.
I related to a knife. You want a knife to be as versatile as possible and as sharp in every area.
And I wish I knew this before I started training.
Now, not all knives cut the same. For example, not all knives you can cut a rope with.
Callie's knife cuts like this. Is that right? I think I got it right. That's right.
You'll be able to pierce, cut, and slice using all the surface of the blade. And that's how you want to see your body as well.
What is he talking about?
So if you enjoyed the video, definitely smash that like button. Comment down below. Let me know what you want the next video to be about.
Oh, I want it to be 5 things I wish I knew before I made the 5 things I wish I knew video.